Nomadic Fanatic is scrounging for money and still doing daily commercials and lots of medical stuff going on here in the YouTube community. All right, we're going to start off with talking about the C-Dubs. That's right, C-Dubs Journeys. She had a procedure done for the new year. Yeah, I know that's not what you wanted to bring in the new year with, but yeah, she had a procedure done, and Frugal RV Gal, yep, good friends forever. Those guys are pretty awesome. Two lovely young ladies. I had the pleasure to meet both of them, hang out with them. Pretty cool people. But yeah, Frugal said that, hey, look, I got to go check out and hang out with my friend. This isn't a YouTube thing, right?
This was a personal day. It was not a YouTube day. It wasn't a YouTube video day. I am here to help my friend and help go through this procedure.
So that's what started out to be. But then Dubs said, look, hey, let everybody know what's going on with the Dubbers.
And I told Frugal that she could video some things, and we're going to go from there. And I think I keep repeating myself and getting kind of nervous because they're getting
You're
close.
going to tell them about the procedure?
The procedure, they were going to go in and cut off the blood supply to a benign tumor that's on my kidney. And so they're going to do that, and they don't know how long it's going to take to do the procedure after they go up through my groin area. And then
so yeah, I will leave a link to Frugal's video. You can go over and check her out, and go over, and everything's fine. The new year came and went. I think that was I don't know if it was New Year's Eve or the day before that, but yeah. So Dubbers got all fixed up just in time to bring in the new year. They again, it was a benign tumor on her kidney. They just wanted to cut the blood supply off and let it do its little thing and shrivel down. And I guess they're going to remove it and everything. But yeah, so for now, all is well. So keep her in your thoughts, prayers, and all that good stuff for a continued speedy recovery. Now, speaking of surgeries and recoveries and tumors and things like that, Montana Danna. Now, she has some ovarian cysts that she needs to get taken care of, but she's sick. She was supposed to get it either at the end of December, her surgery, or like the 7th or something, like yesterday or something, but early in the new year. But things kind of had to get pushed back.
Talked to my doctor, and he actually prefers to call off my surgery right now since I'm getting over a sinus infection. We had already talked, and we decided that if my symptoms were getting worse, we would call off surgery. If they're getting better, we'd probably go ahead with surgery. And my symptoms are getting worse. Since we're doing the robotics surgery, I'm either gonna have to wait. He said he could squeeze me in on February 17th, or we're going to have to wait until March.
So there's the update for Montana Danna and all her medical issues. Yeah, so they were, her and Andy were discussing children, whether they should or they shouldn't, and the procedure because it's ovarian and she wants to have children, but Andy has a family. It's a whole big process too. So hopefully they figure that out. He doesn't really want to have kids anymore. She wants to, so... I've been watching Danna for a long time, so I've seen her go through a couple relationships, and she doesn't usually settle for anything that's not exactly what she wants. So we'll see what happens with that and her medical procedures as well. Now, when it comes to Napoleon complexes, we have our little Tater Tot. That's right. He is not posting anything about his bus build because he is scrambling for money. Because he needs some money for this bus build. He's spending money like he got it, so he is getting free stuff, and he is doing daily uploads of commercials, showers and power stations, and now toilets. I mean, yeah, the latest one is this hot water heater propane thing, yada yada yada. So that's what Tater's doing. He's not pushing the bus build. He's not doing anything because again, he's got to Well, he's like some other people we know, his brother, his long lost brother in Florida, as soon as money hits their hand, they spend that shit. So yeah. And Tater's the same way. He gets stuff and sells it and gets stuff and sells it. You see stuff on Marketplace all the time, from anywhere from little smart cars to geo trackers to generators and e-bike, you name it. And he's got to have it, and then he doesn't want it. And got to have it, does he want it? Just like that other dude. Got to have it, and then gets rid of it. Like his Walmart grills. How many of them things did he buy, return, rebuy, return? I swear, they are brothers from another mother. But yeah, Tater ain't doing nothing. Nothing. You're not missing anything, so you don't even have to go over and check. He's doing absolutely zero. All right, now we have Tracy from Adventures Over 50. Tracy is up there in Minnesota. Up there, up there way in Minnesota. Over there by Wisconsin, don't you know? Up there in Minnesota. But yeah, she's in Minnesota, and she went and she checked out a Minnesota ice castle. Did a little tour. Pretty cool thing. Pretty cool little spot. I enjoyed it. I think you will too. So go over and check it out. But yeah, she talks about Minnesota. Yeah, it's cold and it's wintry and everybody. And, we always hear about all the quartzsite folks and, come down to quartzsite. Oh, look, it's 60 degrees. And yeah, well, that's fine. And, if you like that kind of thing. But when you grow up in an environment like Minnesota, or even here in Pennsylvania, or, if you're up in, Boston, up in Massachusetts, then you're used to having 4 seasons. You're not used to it being warm all year round. So you kind of get to enjoy the snow and things, and you find the beauty in it. And Tracy is no different. And she says, hey, sure, it's cold and snowy and icy and shit up here in Minnesota, but there's lots of things to do up here in the wintertime.
I am going to admit, there's something magical about winter in Minnesota. I'm sure winter wherever you are, but there's actually a lot of things to do in Minnesota in the winter, and that's why I spent the $19 to buy those pants, because I figure I am going to get out and try and do a lot more, even when it's cold.
Even when it's cold, that's right. Don't let the winter slow you down. I mean, when you hear things like, oh, it's 22 degrees, people, it's not that bad, folks, especially when you grow up in it and you're used to it. Now, I will admit that the older I get, the more I do mind the cold more than I used to, but I can still, when it's 20 degrees out, I can still walk out to the trash can to take out a trash bag and a pair of shorts and and my house slippers and a cutoff shirt, and I don't die on the way out or back. But yeah, it's really not that bad. I actually enjoy having the change of seasons because, you're out there and you're sweating your balls. It's summer and the bugs are out. You're like, this is a pain in my, and as soon as you really, really get tired of it, and here comes the fall. And then it slowly goes and the leaves change and it's all nice and cool. And then the leaves fall and you're like, I got to rake all these fucking leaves. And then it gets cold and the winter comes and then the wind blows and the snow flies and you're like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then after a while, you're like, this snow sucks. I'm tired of fucking shoveling. I'm tired of driving in it. I'm tired of doing everything. And just when you're really, really sick of it, what happens? Spring comes and the flowers start blooming and then you start sneezing and then you got to mow the grass and then you bitch. So yeah, just when you get sick of shit, it changes. I enjoy having all 4 seasons. I really do. Now, there are those that complain about me talking about Tim, even though I said I wasn't going to talk about Tim. Well, first of all, I wasn't talking about Tim. I was talking about Grifters Anonymous. He just happened to be talking about Tim. So I was talking about Grifter talking about Tim. I was talking about Pittsburgh Chris, who talked about us talking about Tim. I wasn't talking about Tim, was I? Nay. I was talking about Grifters Anonymous and some other people. See, these people, they only hear what they want to hear. Well, just to make them happy, let me talk about Tim just for a little moment. Because I was watching Carl and Miss Oil, well, all of everybody. I don't want to go through the thing because I'll forget somebody. So everybody was putting out videos, good stuff. But somebody mentioned that Tim made a cooking with carnivore, carnivore cooking or something, whatever. Look, Tim knows absolutely zip, nada, zilch, nothing about carnivore, being a carnivore, or even trying to be a carnivore. You want to see some carnivore cooking, you go over, you stay right here on BlindViews channel and you look up carnivore cooking, you look up whatever you want to that way to find it. But yeah, I have videos where I make some good carnivore meals, and I don't turn my steaks into little charcoal briquettes. And then while we're on that subject real quick, see, Timmy says he's carnivore or whatever, and Miss Vicky talked about this, and she talked about him using all the heavy whipping cream. Now, anybody who did watch me and some of my cooking videos, you see that I have a shit ton of heavy whipping cream in my refrigerator. That is for 2 people, not just Timmy, for 2 people for the entire month. Not for Timmy for a day because he goes to the store every day. No, it's for 2 people for the entire month. And yes, we do use heavy whipping cream in our coffee. Now, Tim uses creams, 9 or 10 of them things, and he uses the heavy whipping cream. But here's the thing. If you are on a carnivore or a keto diet, and you are in what they call ketosis, and you are burning fat because you're only eating, beef or meat and dairy, I guess you could say, and eggs, then when you consume that heavy whipping cream, that fat, you burn that fat, right? Because you're not taking in the carbs and the sugars and all the other stuff. So you burn the proteins and you burn the fat. However, when you are like a Sarasota Tim carnivore and you eat cupcakes and donuts and cakes and you drink beer and you eat pasta and you do all that other stuff, when you consume all that heavy whipping cream, you don't burn it. It goes to your gut and it turns into fat. So if you want to follow the Sarasota carnivore, you go right ahead. He does not know what he is doing. Just like everything else that he talks about and claims to be the king of and the expert of and the hashtag of, he knows zero. Now, speaking of medical procedures and doctors and all that stuff, I was watching my Carolyn the other day, and she was talking about going to the doctors, amongst other things. But yeah, this rung real close to home.
Doesn't matter. I'm on my way to one of my hundreds of doctor's appointments, I swear.
I swear.
And by the way, feel free to scold me when you see me outside without sunglasses on.
But yeah, I watched that and I was like, oh my, yes, indeed. I know exactly what you're talking about. Monday, I had a doctor's appointment. I went into my doctor's appointment. The regular doctor is my annual checkup. And I had some issues that with trying to get previous appointments. And I went in and I unleashed on her. I did the BlindViews thing. Profit over patients. And yeah, I was going nuts. And yeah, so since I did that, boom, I have been inundated with phone calls and appointments because of my diet change, my dietary change. My cholesterol has gone up, which is to be expected. And like I said, it doesn't bother me because your cholesterol is very important in your immune system. So when you are changing and you're getting healthy and you're fixing things, your cholesterol goes up, and that's good because it helps fight things. Your brain is made up of a lot of cholesterol. But anyway, I won't get into all that. But yeah, cholesterol going up doesn't really bother me because I could eat stuff that raises my blood sugar, which is bad, or I can eat some stuff that makes my cholesterol go up, which is, they say, is bad. So I say, well, here, let me shut you up or let me calm you for a bit. Send me to a cardiologist, let them do their little thing. And if my arteries are so clogged and everything and I needed to, we'll go from there. But if they're not, leave me alone. I'm not taking a statin. So that's was supposed to be done almost a year ago. They dicked around and it didn't happen. Then I did the little Cologuard thing where you shit in a bucket like a van dweller. and you send it in and they go, oh, well, I got a positive test. They send it back, said, yay, it's positive. I was like, oh, well, that's nice. So I called the doctor, and I went through a whole big, long thing with them. And I was, well, you got to go get a colonoscopy to make sure. And 6 months later, zero, nothing, nada. So when I screened with the doctor, so much for early detection, early treatment. Nobody gives a fuck. Yeah. So now I have a cardiologist appointment. I have a colonoscopy appointment. Friday, I have my retinal specialist appointment. And then I got to go back into my other eye doctor to see about getting my other cataract surgery. So yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, Carolyn. Literally hundreds or what seems like of appointments for this, that, and the other thing. And like Carolyn said, yeah, getting old, it ain't for sissies.
This is Blind Views, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.